Hi, Chris. Thank you so much for this interview opportunity. It's great to be talking to you. How are you doing today?
Oh, yeah, fine. So I'm just preparing all the things, preparation for the upcoming tour dates. So a lot of technical things, and unfortunately, I also have to practice a lot on the guitar and yeah, learning the new lyrics and yeah, what's to do for playing some shows. But I'm looking forward coming back to stage again.
Yeah, it's definitely where you belong. And Silver Romance will be released on the 10th of May. It's your brand new album. In your own words, how would you describe it to your fans?
Yeah, so I think for an artist to describe your own music, it's quite difficult. But finally, I would say that Silver Romance is one of the most colorful albums of Freedom Call. Maybe the reason could be the years ago with a pandemic, emotional ups and downs, restarting while songwriting and rearranging songs. It was a bit different to the usual procedure of writing songs and producing. And maybe that could be the reason that it's a little bit more colorful because there were a little bit different times in between.
Yeah, and 5 years have passed since the Hemi TAL. That is the longest time between two records that Freedom Call has ever had. Why did it take so long? Was the pandemic the main factor there?
Oh, definitely. So you can take the 2 years of pandemic, you can cut it off, and then we are back to the 3 years usual period in songwriting. So I think it's for everyone a little bit that these 2 years of the pandemic, they are just like cut it off your life. So because it was too strange, a lot of things we could not understand in the right way, or there were a lot of discussions, a lot of personal changes, and I think nobody of us all will miss this time. So let's kick it out of our lives.
Yeah, no, it's funny you mentioned that because I was just talking with Jan from Mob Rules that they
Oh yeah,
also have a new album coming out, and they said the exact same thing. Those two
yeah,
years were
2 years.
cut out. They did nothing. They just rested and
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
yeah. And so, how was the composition process for to this album? You said it was a little bit different, maybe.
Yeah, so when the pandemic started, we were still on tour, and we the tour got interrupted by the pandemic. So it was a quite spooky, scary time because we as a band in our tour bus we didn't recognize it in the serious way. And I can remember we played in the mid of March 2020 a show in the southern part of Germany, and we came into the venue and all the people were reacting very distant, and they didn't want to change to shake the hands and things, and I couldn't realize the situation in the right way, and less than the half of the people they already bought the tickets, they came to the show, so it was scary, and the next day got canceled. And then, like every one of us, we expected maybe it will take a couple of weeks, maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then all this circus is over. Yeah, but it was not. And then I quickly I started to write songs, but I early recognized that it's a song what I wrote, but it's not a Freedom Call song because there wasn't a strange bulb of things they never been before. And I rearranged a lot of songs. I deleted a lot of song material because I was not satisfied. And the plan from my side is always to write the best Freedom Call album ever, not just an album, best album. And I recognized that I was not able to write the best songs for Freedom Call in this strange and crazy time. So and it took the time, and then the 2 years kick it off, and then we forward it like usual.
Yeah, and those songs that you wrote during the pandemic, can we expect them to be released as a part of your solo project, maybe?
Yeah. I also wrote several songs for my solo project, but it's still sleeping in my archive. So first priority is Freedom Call, the tour, and then when I will find the right time, I will continue to write on next solo stuff. Maybe I will see. I think on the new album, on the Silver Romance, especially on the lyrical side, you can find a little bit more melancholic and maybe more emotional parts, which are based on this time. Because, emotionally, there were a lot of things in your mind, and I think it will be in our memories forever, this album, because of this difficult time.
Yeah, and yet you were able to make your most colorful album yet. How do you do that? I mean,
that was this collection of different. I do not want to say songs because I didn't finish the songs, but the song material, or the idea, the vision was during this pandemic, and then when it was over and the motivation and inspiration returned and came back, then I took all these ideas in the new songs. And I told you have some songs, they're talking about these. There was a dark time, but now I'm free, and now my spirit will shine again, and things like this. And I think we shouldn't act like an actor. I think we should be honest, and the people will appreciate that they will see, and maybe they can listen, that there are some melancholic notes, and it happened during this difficult time. So not always the sun can shine.
Yeah, that's true. And now that you mentioned the lyrics, in METAL, the Ace of the Unicorn kept the Beyond storyline alive. Which songs in this album still talk about that story?
We were continuing in the lyrical way in the song In Quest of Love. So we again talking about the Dragon Child, and Beyond started with the song Beyond, that there is a Dragon Child was born, and now in Quest of Love, the Dragon Child learned to fly. So maybe we can wait for the next continuation on some albums in the future.
Yeah, and can we expect like a full album dedicated to that story, like Beyond was?
Yeah. So generally, I'm not a big fan and friend of concept albums, because that means to me that the topic of the album, the concept, it's more worth than the music it is. And to me, always the music is my priority. And it doesn't matter if you have some different topics on an album. And I do not want to limit myself during writing songs or writing lyrics, because it's not in the same concept. So I don't care about that. So I'm preferring feeling free like a bird.
Yeah, and as it should be. Now, Silver Romance also celebrates the 25th anniversary of Freedom Call. That also relates to the name of the album. Would you like to explain a little bit of that?
Yeah, so generally the metal silver at itself. So I always had a connection to this. So when I can remember back when I was in your age and you're getting some presents from your aunts, from your uncles, from the grandma and things, they were requesting before, oh, you want to have a pendant or a chain or some jewelry, a ring or anything. And I always said, but please silver, not gold or anything like this. Please just silver. So I'm preferring this. Or my earrings or whatever, it was silver. And there is a special meaning in behind of the silver, of the metal silver. So there's a special connection to the moon. The moon is watching over all of us. And then you have meanings like freedom, or you have meanings like it's opening your fantasy or your inspiration, your imaginations, things. And finally, it's our silver wedding, 25 years, freedom call. It's a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long journey. And now that you mentioned that silver associates with the moon, moon with Freedom Call, why do you associate the moon? I mean, when I listen to Freedom Call, I always associate it more with the sun, more bright and flashy and everything. Why the moon?
Oh, the sun is enlightening the moon.
Yeah, that's true.
Moon is not shining, so the reason is the moon, the sun.
Yeah, it all
Quite
adds up.
easy. Quite easy. Moon
Yeah,
is not shining.
yeah, it doesn't shine, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What about your vocal performance? Did you adopt any new techniques for this album?
Oh no, I'm too old to find out any new techniques. I'm always do my best, but sorry, you are right. I'm agreeing. So we have this one song, Blue Giant. It's written of Lars, our guitar player, very very talented songwriter. And I think with this song, Blue Giant, it's a brand new color of Freedom Call. Also the style, it's very melancholic. And maybe you can compare it a little bit, or you can bring it to the Gothic style, the Freedom Call Gothic style. And it was a challenge to me to sing this kind of vocal performance, but I gave my best, and we decided it's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean it's a great song, and you know what? The closest thing I can remember of a Freedom Call song being that different was like Paladin and
Yeah.
Beyond. I think it serves the same purpose that it did in that album.
Yeah, exactly, and I think it's fitting quite well to Freedom Call.
Yeah.
When we bring in a bit new colors and a bit different styles to our music. So I think it's our 11th studio album. And yeah, Freedom Call, it's in what it is. So we never would change our style, that we change to black metal, death metal, or whatever. But we are always open-minded to give other colors a chance. So, and I think also the people are appreciating that. But as always, the tastes are different of the people. And if you're changing some usual things, some people are saying, oh, thank you that you did it. Or they're longing for the, please, Chris, bring in a bit new style. And when you're bringing in, people are yelling, oh, that it's not Freedom Call, that sucks. Hey, whatever you do, you're always wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
As long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's most important.
Of course. I think it's not possible as an artist, or maybe as whatever you are doing, if you're not loving that what you're doing by yourself, and whatever you're doing without passion, you never will touch any hearts with it.
Yeah, exactly. Now this album also brings back Rami Ali to the band.
Yeah.
How pleased are you to have him back?
Yeah, we are very, very happy, because he's not just a drummer for Freedom Call. He's also, or he was, and he is one of my best friends and very good friend of the band. And we are very happy. And maybe you can see that he just had a break in Freedom Call. So because he built up a family, now he got 2 kids. He built up a house, he got married, and I think these are very good reasons to have a break of touring and of a band.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this cover for Silver Romance, also shows some similarities, at least from my point of view, with the cover of your debut from Stairway to Fairyland.
Yeah.
Are you trying to go back to your roots in some way?
Oh no, I heard that many times. Oh yeah, Freedom Call is back to the early days. We didn't do that on purpose. We didn't do that on purpose. We just were following the moon or whatever, and just the inspiration. So and I think in these kind of music, what we did with Stairway to Fairyland or Crystal Empire, there are the roots of our music. And yeah, it's always a good reason to return to the roots of the music. And I think that a lot of listeners of the first singles, they are thinking we're going back because the artwork, we are back to the fantasy world and things like this. And this combination, it makes it a little bit feeling we are back to Stairway to Fairyland.
Yeah, it looks like it, but then the singles don't really look like your only ones. It look like today's Freedom Call, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
But what kind of guidelines did you give to Ingo Spurl for him to create this artwork?
Oh, he's a good friend of mine, and he's my neighbor. So he's living 2 minutes by car from my house. And I was working with him in the past many times. So it was just lyric videos, or he did a video clip for my one solo single of my solo project. And we have a lot of barbecues together, a lot of beers together. And so it was quite close that we are working quite tight together for the new album. And we figured out that it's the best way that he was responsible for the entire artwork. So that we just worked with him and not that we have different different constructions.
Yeah, and what did you tell him? What did you want him to do in the beginning? You know what, or did you just give him full freedom to create the artwork?
That was quite special, and that was the first time we worked in this kind of that we created the artwork before we finished the songwriting and the arranging, and that gave me a lot of inspiration and motivation to restart the songwriting and really the what can I say? Yeah, the last kick to produce the album was the artwork. So because it's the visual things, and that gave me a lot of energy and inspiration to write the lyrics. I was really a bit blocked in writing lyrics because, come on, no perspectives and things because of the pandemic. And then I saw the first idea of the artwork. And from this beginning, I was able to write 3 songs a day, lyrics. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
It is, definitely. Visual things are more important than we are expecting, like food, girls.
Now, moving on. We already talked about the singles. In Quest for Love, High Above, and Silver Romance were the singles that were released so far. In your opinion, do you think they are representative of the full album?
Yeah, a bit. So what's the right presentation? So I think Silver Romance and In Quest of Love, they are the typical Freedom Call songs with fast drums and what the people are expecting. That's the typical explanation of Freedom Call music. So if somebody would ask, Freedom Call, never heard about that, send me 2 songs, I would send these 2 songs. But then the High Above is a bit special. It's more stadium rock, so we're expecting sold out stadiums on this tour. But that are a little more interesting songs for me personally, because they are different. And maybe when I'm counting now, it's the 11th album, I wrote maybe 100 fast songs. So it feels good to have a bit different style. And it's also on stage when you're performing live, these half groove songs. Yeah, I think it's not just the performance, it's more the atmosphere. It's more the atmosphere, and probably so when I can follow the response of the people to High Above, probably they like it.
Yeah, they probably will.
So we will see what will happen for the next single we will release before the release.
Yeah, and can you tell me which one will it be?
Oh, that will be Supernova. And yeah, I think it's a very, the supernova. So it's our star is exploding and will leave us forever. But it sounds sad, but it's in a positive way, the supernova. And we made a brilliant video clip. Also, Ingo Spörl did it.
Mhm.
So he's a multi-functional artist. And there will be a full filming video. So the first 3 songs were more lyric videos with some short samples, but the next will be a full filming video clip. And I think it will be very nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Now, you already said that there will be some huge tour for this album. What are you planning for that tour? What shows do you have planned so far? What can you tell us?
So we're gonna start in Germany. And we are releasing mid of May. Then the summer festival season is starting early. So the first time we play in, I think, 12 shows in Germany or anything like this. And then we're starting the summer festival season, also in Portugal. Yeah. We're already looking forward to come to Milagres. And then we will restart our tour after the summer festivals in September, October, November, December, and forever and eternity. Yeah, so then Europe, hopefully also Portugal, we will see. Spain, of course, Italy, Sweden, East Europe, so it's Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland, and then we're already working on South America or Latin America and Southeast Asia. We couldn't play because of the pandemic. It was Tokyo, Japan, Tokyo, and Bangkok, Thailand, and things like this. So we have a big journey in front of.
Yeah, and it will be a great tour. Now, you already said that you are coming to Milagre. You've already been here before. Yes. What do you remember from that show, and what can you expect from this year's show?
I can remember that the catering was awesome. Yeah, especially in Portugal. You are bringing so much food. It was amazing. So I didn't want to stop to eat. And then I can remember that I think our backstage room was in like an office house. Yeah. Maybe I do not know, from the mayor or anything like this. And with a lot of colors, all these flags over the street, and yeah, very family. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, we enjoyed that very much. I can remember very well. So, and I have a very good memory on that. So, as more, I'm looking forward to return back to Milagres.
Yeah, and I hope I get to see you when you're here, either on Milagre or maybe on another show. We'll love to have you in Porto and to talk to you personally as well. So if the chance comes, don't waste it.
Yeah, so please, when you will stay there, please come and say hi.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, cool.
Now, just to finish, I have one hard question for you. If you had to rate all the albums of Freedom Call, on the 11 albums, on which position would the Silver Romance be?
So at this time, so I'm totally and it's he's the one of the most closest to my heart right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's different because all albums are written with a lot of love, a lot of a lot of heart, and a lot of passion. From the artwork side, I'm still in love with Eternity.
Yeah, that was a great artwork.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was hand painted in oil, and yeah, but it's a couple of years ago. But I'm loving them all.
You're a proud father of them all.
I do not listen to them anymore, but I love them all.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I think that's it. Thank you so much. It was a great honor to talk to you. Would you like to send any message to your Portuguese fans?
Hey, of course, that we will see us soon in August at Milagres Metaleiros.
Yeah, that's it.
And yeah, and always it was a pleasure to us to come to Porto, come to Lisboa, and we can't wait to all these hospitality of the Portuguese people, and yeah, see you soon in your country. We love it to be your guests.